I spoke with the psychologist from the APA who founded the Man and Masculinities Department, and what he's saying is that anytime you study men, the ones that are more likely to believe in this idea of traditional masculinity, they are more prone to violence. They're more prone to self-harm. They have worse mental health outcomes. Oh, sorry. Someone just calling. They have worse mental health outcomes, and so the concept that we are trying to put all of the men on the planet into the warrior class, I think is exactly what is causing the problem. And because there are so many different types of men, like gay men are men that want to, like you said, be healers, be resilience people. Like there are so many different types of men. Artists.
Yeah.
On top of this, and I think we could also have the warrior class that comes back from war, and when there is no battle to be fought, is the best pottery instructor or teacher in the village. And I think the detriment we're doing to boys is to tell them they have to be one specific thing, instead of, like you said, being like all men are a tribe, and the healers will help the warriors when they come back. The warriors will protect the healers. And these are the things that I think we lose as a tribe, and it just makes everyone a fake warrior, pretending that they're bigger warriors, and it makes us fight amongst ourselves and not accept ourselves. And so the one thing is, I wonder is how do you in the work you've done with men in Wolf Tribe and so on, how do you try to foster this sense of belonging and, I guess, personality differences between men so that we're all one?
Well, we're one in the context that we all belong to each other if we're in a aligned or affiliation culture.
Okay.
And that's called an honor-based culture. And the challenge with honor-based cultures, which is the military, police, fire, sports, fraternities, martial arts academies, some very rare, high-performing corporate cultures, those are honor cultures, and basically those are the most resilient, the most competitive, the most adaptable. Like, that's tribal culture. That's really it's our original operating system, and we've lost that because there's a top end to it in terms of numbers. We can only maintain that deep kinship system, which is reciprocal, and that's a key thing. If I'm willing to go to war, or I'm willing to spend my time healing with you and take on all of your trauma, which is compassion, which means I'm willing to suffer with you. Compassion is to suffer with. So our healers are taking on trauma too.
Yeah.
You don't get to do suicide prevention, for a weekend and not come back with a load of debris. So whatever role you play in the tribe, you're taking on some debris and suffering from that. So the reciprocity of an honor culture means, I'm going to be willing to perform my duty, which is not free for me, and I'm going to get that returned to me because of the reciprocity of the tribe. That tops out at 150 individuals. So we can't maintain that sense of intimacy and reciprocity and collaboration and that honor dynamic when we get in larger organizations. And as soon as you get into a city or a large community or a big company, all of a sudden honor is degraded into pride.
Or social media.
Social media is also, that's a pride culture, and it's a feeding frenzy of lone wolves trying to scavenge from each other to survive. Whereas we're supposed to be in an intact pack, hunting game together, in which we all thrive, but that can only function at a certain numeric number. So as a species, we have transitioned into a pride planet. And so the reclaiming of our honor cultures within a smaller organization, meet your neighbors. Most people in Los Angeles here do not know their neighbors, which is bizarre if you said it to any other culture and any other era, like, what's that guy's name who lives right next to you? I think it's Jim, maybe.
Wow.
I think he's in finance. I don't really know. It's like, how do you live? Like, what is that about? I mean, and then kind of to segue that into the resiliency conversation, the biggest fear that humans carry is a fear of other humans. That's why cortisol rates shoot up in elevators. It's deeply unsettling to be in close proximity to a member of humanity that is not part of your tribe, because you're correct. We're an apex predator. So you are standing, living, driving, working next to somebody who is an apex predator that you don't have alignment with and isn't there to protect you. And so we're living with that constantly. And that's a gigantic source of chronic stress and cortisol, norepinephrine, and adrenaline, all these stress hormones, which are crippling our immune system, leading to all of that clinical anxiety and addiction. It's an incredibly toxic expression of this experiment of let's live in giant cities. It's like, it's not working out well. And you can see a movement of people going, wow, this weird homeschooling, homesteading thing, well, that's starting to look kind of good to me. It's like, yeah, because it's fucking healthy. We're supposed to know our neighbors.
It's really interesting because I think sometimes the city matters, and I think the culture with and around that city matters as well. I think if you're in some large cities where everything is based on work, and to speak to your point that to live a fulfilling life will make all of us feel more fulfilled and better. But if you're working as a lawyer in a corporate law firm, you can't really see the people you're helping, you're filing papers. Like, there's a bit of soullessness to that is surely even more disconnecting.